Okay, guys, we're going to start with one more class today. Remember that today is English, only English Friday. So we are going to have all the class entirely in English. I'm not a native speaker. Yes, I've learned English the same way you are doing it now. So, if you see any mistake or if you have any observation about what I say or the examples I have here, I use here, well, I'll be very glad to listen to you and we can discuss about it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that wasn't a real mistake. Yeah, so we can have a very constructive discussion here. So, guys, today we're gonna have phrasal verbs number 8. Well, let's start with the first phrasal verb that we're going to analyze today. In this case, it will be cut down. So, cut down has different meanings. Okay, number one in this case is to reduce something. Okay, to reduce something. For example, maybe you need to cut down on sugar. Maybe you are drinking or you are eating a lot of food with sugar. Maybe your doctor tells you, hey, you need to cut down on sugar. Okay, you need to reduce your sugar ingestion. So it is very important to do it. Okay, so that would be in this case the first meaning to cut down, to reduce. Okay, that would be in this case the first meaning. In the second meaning, it means that, for example, in the case of trees, to cut down a tree is to cut it, okay, so it can fall. Yes, to cut down a tree. So we have a tree here. Let's see. Imagine that this is a tree. Oh my gosh. And then we say, no, well, we don't need this tree here. Or maybe there is we're going to use this area. No? So we say, oh, we need to cut down the tree. To cut down the tree. Okay, so in this case, that would be the second use on that. So I'm gonna give you some examples how to use this. I want you guys to write your own examples here. Okay, so one thing that you have to remember is this. Okay, down always needs a preposition. Okay, cut down on. Okay, cut down on. The example that we use here is cut down on sugar. Yes, you need to cut down on sugar, maybe. Okay, oh, you can see it clearly. Okay, that's much better, I suppose. And one more thing. Yeah, that's that would be great. Okay, so you need to reduce, okay, the sugar you consume. Okay, cut down on sugar. What else can we use here? For example, we can say cut down on, okay, cut down on screen time, on screen time. So, for example, a screen. What does a screen mean, guys? Do you remember? What does screen mean? Screen in this case means this, no? This part of the cell phone. This is the screen. So when we use here screen time, we mean or we are talking about reducing the time we spend using the cell phone, using the computer, or watching TV. In that case, we call that screen time. So, how long do you spend using the cell phone, using the TV, using the computer? So maybe you can say, oh, I spend 5 hours a day in front of a screen. So maybe you can say, hey, I need to cut down on my screen time. I need to cut down. I need to reduce the time I spend in front of a screen. In front of a screen. In front of a TV, in front of a cell phone, in front of a computer, in front of a monitor. Okay, that would be in this case screen time. Sometimes it is very important to do that. Or maybe in the case of parents, parents should, in this case, monitor how many hours, okay, or how much time their children are spending in front of a screen. So it would be very helpful if you can reduce or you can cut down on your children's screen time. Wait, that would be in this case another example. Let's put one more example here. And maybe we can say, oh no, this is not the marker that I need to use. Okay, let's continue with the following example. We can say, uh, we need to cut down, we need to reduce on. Okay, we need to cut down on your expenses. Okay, this means that you need to, in this case, you need to reduce the amount of money you are using. Okay, you are spending. If you're spending a lot of money and you say, "Oh my gosh, my credit card is at the limit. I need to cut down on my expenses. I should stop ordering food. I should stop maybe paying, I don't know, streaming platforms. Okay, I need to cut down. I need to reduce that. Okay, I need to cut down on my expenses. Maybe I'm spending a lot of money, okay, on food or maybe going out also. So if you want to save money, it would be better if you can cut down on your expenses. Okay, so we have here a lot of things. You can cut down on junk food. Okay, you can cut down on what else? We can say, for example, here, I'm going to erase this. On junk food, for example, on junk food, okay, on junk food, on alcohol, on cigarettes, okay, you need to reduce that. Very good. Let's check now your sentences, guys. And one more time, please. One more thing. In this case, it's to, okay, this is cut down on. Remember, guys, that if you need to use this phrasal verb, you need to add here the preposition on. Okay, remember that. The only exception here is to say cut down a tree. If we're talking about deforestation, okay, deforestation means cutting down trees. So only for this example, we are not using on. Okay, keep that in mind, guys. Okay, keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Okay, we don't use cut down on a tree. No, cut down a tree because in this case we're talking about like to take this tree out of one place. For the rest, if you're talking about reducing something, you have to use on. Okay, so I'm gonna read your sentences now. Please, um, let's start reading what you have for me. Okay, guys, please don't forget to keep ticking on the screen. If you're on TikTok, here on YouTube, please. Thank you very much, guys. At least if you're here in the live, please write hello, teacher. Nice to welcome. I'm really happy to be here. Something like that, guys. Remember to greet or to say hello, okay, when you're here. Cut down on smoking. Yeah, could be possible. Hello, good afternoon, Marco. Nice to have you here. How are you doing? I have to cut down on my social media. Yes. Yeah, very good. Maybe I need to cut down on social media time. No? I need to cut down on my time, on the time I spend on social media. They went up to the hill to cut down some pines. Yes, very good, Antonio. Rayma, hello. Nice to have you here. What else? What else do we have here? Okay. We gotta cut down on spending. Okay, on spending it could be possible, or maybe our expenses. Yeah, possible too. If you're talking about expenses in general, maybe you can say spending what? Not spending time, spending money. If you want to be more specific, you can add extra information there. Okay, I have a headache. I go, okay. Oh my God, Irina, hello. How are you doing? I'm sorry, you're having a headache. I quit my job recently, and we need to cut down on our expenses. Yeah. Nessa, thank you so much for your support. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for your heart me and your gifts. Okay, very good. Nice, 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 nice. Yes, you can say I need to cut down on my screen time. That would be possible. Or maybe you can say I need to cut down on video games. On video games. I need to cut down on video games. I need to reduce the time I spend on video games. We gotta cut down on spending. Okay, very good. My husband has to cut down on eating so much. Okay. Maybe you can also say, I need to cut down on playing video games. I need to cut down on playing video games. Yeah, it could be possible too. Well, guys, we're gonna start now with the following part. In this case, we're gonna listen to the following sentence and write. In this case, the following sentence here. Let's see. Let's see. We try to cut down on plastic use. Listen and write. We try to cut down on plastic use. We try to cut down on plastic use. Or we're trying to cut down. Okay. I said a moment ago, Kenya, hello. Good afternoon. Hello. Great to have you here. Sorry if I didn't read your comment. Eros, thank you very much for your support. Thank you very much for your gifts. Okay, we try to cut down, or we're trying to cut down on our plastic use. We try to cut down on plastic use. Okay. Tara, please send me a message here. I can send you all the information. I have personalized classes and group classes. The next groups are gonna start on August 1st, I think. August 1st. Yeah. We have basic group, elementary group, and speaking classes for intermediate students. Sorry. We try to cut down. Yes, you can use that. Okay, I'm gonna use in this case the first option. Okay, the first option. Okay, here we try to. Okay, we try try to. It's very similar, guys. Okay, we try to. Okay, it's very similar. It's very similar. So don't worry, it's okay. The idea is that you can identify if the sentence is a simple past or base is in base form or in simple past form according to the context. So, but For in this opportunity, we're going to use the simple past form. We try to cut down on plastic use. Guys, try to reduce your plastic use. Try to reduce your paper use. Okay, if you can stop using paper or plastic unnecessarily, do it. Okay, do it. Try to be aware of all the things that are happening to our environment because of plastic and an inconsiderate, no, an inconsiderate use of plastic and paper. Okay, we're gonna continue now with number two. Oh, Gabriela, thank you so much. Nessa, thank you so much for your support. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Let's continue with the next part. In this case, we're gonna continue with, okay, in this case is where is, okay, here. Here it is. Okay, want to continue with cut off. Okay, cut off. What does cut off mean? Okay. Plastic uses disaster for our planet. Yeah, maybe makes, no, or provokes a disaster. Yeah. Nela, hello. So what does cut off mean? Okay. In this case, we're gonna use cut off. Okay, first meaning. We can use cut off for some when we're trying to talk about disconnect, okay, or stop something. For example, we can say cut off. The internet is cutting off. No, my internet cut off. I don't have internet. The phone, my call or my phone call is cutting off. I can listen to you because it's cutting off. Maybe I have problem with my connection. Okay, it's cutting off. They cut off, for example, in the case of electricity. Okay, maybe we can say like the storm cut off electricity or cut off the power. Yes, you can say you can use that. Uh, or again, no, the storm cut off water supply. So when we're talking about cut off, the first meaning is to disconnect. For example, a connection or disconnect, in this case, some supply like electricity, like water, like internet. Okay. We can say like uh, the countries cut off communication. They stop communicating between themselves. Okay, they cut off communication. They they stop communicating. We can say the company cut off the water supply because I didn't pay the money, or you can use that in like in the last case. Okay, maybe we can. This is very common, for example, in the case of like, the explosion or the experiment cut off power, the electricity of all the city. Yeah, this is very common in movies, for example. No, they are in this case experimenting on something, and then there is an explosion or something like that, and then all the city don't have energy. This experiment cuts off the power, okay, or the electricity, or the city's electricity, or the city's power. Yep, you can use that a lot. Okay. Well, what else? In which other situation can we use cut off? Well, number two in this case is to interrupt someone. Okay. So when somebody is a little unpolite, okay, they they continue cutting off what other person is saying. Okay, I was giving my point of view when she cut off what I was saying. So she interrupted what I was, in this case, when I was speaking. Okay, so that would be in this case the second meaning, cut off too. Okay, number three. Okay, number three. We can talk about cut off, for example, if we cut, literally, when we cut something, for example, of, imagine we have here some branches. Okay, this is a tree, we have some branches here. Okay, okay, this is the tree. And then imagine we have a branch here. No, this is a branch, and this is another branch. And you say, no, this looks terrible. I need to cut off, not all the tree, but I need to cut off just this part of the tree. I need to cut off a branch. Okay, we need to cut off a branch. Just one piece of something. Okay, just one piece of something to cut off. Okay, like this, huh? Cut off, cut off, cut off. Okay, just one part of this. So this is very common, for example, in the case of Alice in the Wonderlands. Do you remember the Red Queen? The Red Queen always used to say, cut off his head. Now, every time he was mad at someone, every time she was very angry, she used to say, hey, cut his head off, no? Cut his head off. Yes. So they cut off the head, they decapitate them. Yep. That would be in this case the third meaning of cutting off, okay? To cut off like just one part of something. Okay, not everything, but just a little part of it. Okay, very good. That would be something very important. Okay, other possibility. I'm gonna give you one more example, so if you can understand this. Maybe you have a chocolate here. Okay, you have a chocolate here, and maybe uh, you can say, for example, here, I need to cut off just two squares or two blocks of a chocolate, and you say, hey, this is for you. I just cut off just two squares of chocolate. Just two squares of this is a whole chocolate, and you cut off just little part, not everything. Okay, that would be in this case the third meaning here. Well, that would be all that we're gonna do here. I'm gonna give you some examples now. Okay, so let's start writing here some other examples. Number one, we can say the storm, we were talking about natural disaster like a storm, cut off the power. Okay, it cut off the power. It means that there's no electricity, there's no power. Okay, because of that disaster, it interrupted or disconnected it. Okay, it cut off. We can also say here, cut off. Let's continue talking about cut off. The water supply. The water supply here. Okay, let me see here. Yes, I can read it. Cut off the water supply here. What else can we say? We can also say cut off a road. Cut off a road. So imagine there was an accident. So the accident, this is the road, okay, this is a highway, okay. And there is an accident here. We have two cars here blocking, in this case, the access or blocking the traffic. So we can say like the accident cut off the road. Okay, they cut off the road because we can't advance. It's like there is a temporarily disconnection, okay, or interruption here. Okay, what else can we say? Cut off communication. As I told you, okay, cut off communication. Okay, it's very important, guys. If you break up with someone, if you say, well, we are not longer continue together, it is very important that you can cut off communication. Okay, some people say, no, I want to know how she is or how he is. I want to know. You start asking his friends or her friends, oh, how is she? How is he? No? So guys, that is not going to help you, okay? If you break up with someone, please cut off communication. Stop doing it. It is going to it is going to help you a lot. Okay, cut off contact. You can also say cut off contact. Okay, or maybe we can use here cut off internet access, no? Internet. My father cut off the internet or my internet access because I was spending a lot of time playing video games. Cut off the internet access. Okay. I didn't pay today. I didn't pay this month, so the company cut off my internet access. I don't have internet right now. Okay, you can say that all. Okay, very good, very good. That would be in this case some of the examples that we're gonna use here. Let me check if yeah, that would be all. Let's see. What do you have, guys? Welcome, everyone. Nice to have you here. Please, guys, I just want you to, if you're enjoying this class, if you're really learning, okay, please keep tapping on the screen, share the live, and help me with the gifts too. Okay. I'm a man, I'm a human, I need to eat too. Okay. I'm spending time teaching you guys, but I will be glad, I will be very glad if you can support, okay, the teacher in all those ways, please. Yeah, I need to eat too, guys. Okay, Kenya, thank you so much. Thank you. One day we'll see a lion, maybe, no? One day. But I'm gonna start reading your sentences, guys. Okay, I cut off the tie because the between me and my family. Okay. Red, thank you very much. Tapizado, thank you very much. Tapizado Torres. Okay, hello. Okay, I cut off the bone. Maybe the bone. When you're talking about an affective connection, you have to use bone. Okay, bone is like a connection between me and someone else, maybe with my family, with my wife, with my girlfriend. That would be like an affective connection, a bone. In this case, you can say cut off the bone. Yeah, that would be in this case. Okay, cut it off. It's annoying. No, we can use that. I'm gonna give you one more, the next phrasal verb will be better, will be much better there. Okay, just don't talk to them. Okay, I cut off the bone. Okay, I cut off communication. You can also say I cut off communication with my family. Sometimes some families are very toxic. Yes, not everyone, but there are some exceptions. And when your family is very toxic and doesn't let you develop or grow up as a person, it'd be better to cut off communication with them. Okay, the accident on the highway cut off the traffic in both sides. Very goodness, huh? Like whenever cut off my relationship with my dear family. Yes, Alejandra, very good. I decided to cut off all contact with toxic people. Alex, hello. Very good. Very good. I cut off all negative people in my life. Irina, maybe you can say I cut off contact. Contact with negative people in my life. Maybe you can add that word. What else do we have here? Thank you very much for sharing, guys. First off, to make tamales, it's essential to clean up well and cut off in portions. No, we can say that. In this case, you can cut off. Cut off is just one part of the. If you can, if you want to say like to prepare the chicken, you first need to cut off his head. Cut its head off. You can say that, but not in pieces. You can say just you have to cut the chicken into portions. Into portions. Yeah. Bilbao, hello, how are you doing? My mother used to cut off the bread into pieces. No, we can say that. We just say cut into pieces. It's not necessary to use off there. Guys, copy this. Copy this. I need to cut off. Cut off would be like imagine there is let's see. This is bread. Imagine this is bread. Well, and you cut off maybe one. I don't know, maybe a piece, no, like this. You cut off this, no. So the you can say he cut off a small piece, no, a small piece of the bread. In that case, yes, cut off. But it is not very common to do this with bread, no. We don't use that for bread. Okay. I need to cut off some branches before they touching. Yes, very good. Cut off some branches. My internet connection was cutting off. Was cutting off, okay? Or maybe a cut off. Maybe you can say no. Yes, 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 it's perfect, Alex. It's perfect. I think they're always cut off when someone's talking. Yes, Antonio, very good. She doesn't pay, or she didn't pay, maybe. Okay, she doesn't pay the electricity bill, so it will be cut off tomorrow. It will be cut off tomorrow. There you go, Miana. Okay. My brother and I used to wrestle together until one of us got hurt, and my mom just cut off the game. Yeah. Okay. Great, great, great. Okay, guys. So we have here a lot of information here that you can use. Okay, so let's continue with the dictation part. Listen and write the following sentence. Okay, listen to the sentence and write it in the comments. Don't translate it, please. Don't translate it. Okay, let me check. Mm, yeah, this one. Don't cut me off when I'm talking. 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 Okay, that would be the sentence. My internet access. Ina, hello, how are you doing? Internet was cut off because of the freak water. Yeah, maybe you can say my internet access. My internet access, if you want to be more specific. Yep. Due to the freak weather. Very good, you're Ina, right? Great to have you here. Once upon a time, we cut off a part of the sky. Oh, that's crazy. And cut me off when I'm talking. Yeah, that would be the sentence. Yeah. Maybe you can say, no, oh, I'm really sorry, but it is cutting off. I can listen to you very well because it is cutting off. Okay, it's cutting off. So you can say like the signal or the connection is interrupting. Okay, it's cutting off. No? I can listen to you. It's cutting off. The call is cutting off. Yep, very good. Very good, guys. Let's write it down. Okay, very good. Very, very good. Let's write it down. This is the second meaning, okay? Don't cut me off. Don't cut me off when I'm talking. Okay, don't cut me off when I'm talking. Very good. Very good. Let's erase this and let's continue with the third phrasal verb here. Okay. Okay, we are 14K. Thank you very much for your support, guys. Continue, please. Continue doing that. Okay. Destroy the screen. Destroy your screen, please. We're going to continue with number 3. Okay, here. We have here cat out. We have here cat out. Now, cat out. So, what does it mean, guys? What does it mean? Cut out. In this case, remember, cut down is when you want is to reduce something. Okay, to reduce something. And in the case of cut out is to stop doing something. Okay, so maybe you can say, oh, maybe I need to cut down on sugar. Okay, to reduce sugar. Or you can say, oh, I need to cut out sugar because I have diabetes. Huh? I'm diabetic. I'm a diabetic person, or I'm a diabetic patient, and I had to cut out sugar. Cut out. In this case, using sugar. Okay, so that is in this case the other word. Let's write it here. Okay, to stop. Cut out sugar. Cut out alcohol, maybe. So cut out means like to stop completely. Okay, to cut out doing something. Okay, in this case, eating. To cut out, for example, red meat. Vegan people cut out eating red meat, no, or meat in general. Okay, cut out doing something. Very good. Cut out, in this case, working. Okay. Cut out sugar, cut out alcohol, cut out meat. Okay, to stop doing something immediately. Okay, immediately. Or completely, completely cut out. Now, remember, one more time, cut down needs preposition on. Cut down on sugar. Cut out doesn't need a preposition here, okay? Cut out sugar. We need to cut out sugar. We need to cut out alcohol. We need to cut out meat. It is not necessary to use a preposition there. Teacher, why do I have to use on here and why it is necessary here? Well, this is a mystery. No, there isn't. It isn't a mystery. It is just a matter of. It has a linguistic, in this case, explanation. But guys, it is not necessary to go on that now. Okay, you don't need to be like linguistics or experts at linguistics. No, it's necessary. What you have to know. What you have to do now is just to know that here we need a preposition and here it isn't necessary. That's all that you need to know. If you want to go deeper, go and do it. Okay, good luck for you. Okay, good luck for you. But at this moment, it isn't very necessary. Okay, so don't stress out. Some people want to know like the explanation of everything. Why it should be here and why we don't use it here. There is an explanation, but it the most important thing is that you know that you can identify when to use it and when it isn't necessary. Tagrick, hello, how are you doing? Nice to have you here. How's everything there? How is like this situation in your country much better? I haven't watched news, the news these days, and so I hope that everything is okay there. Okay, next one we have here cut out. Okay, number one, to stop doing something completely. Number two, cut out. In this case, is to cut shapes, okay, with scissors or a knife. For example, we can say cut out stars. Okay, cut out stars. Hey, what are you doing? Oh, we are cutting out stars. Stars here. Now, for example, I have a piece of paper here, and this is very common for primary student or kindergarten students. So they need to cut out the stars. No? Hey, you need to cut out 5 stars because the teacher told us to do it. Okay, this is my homework to cut out the stars. So I take a pair of scissors and start cutting out. Okay, from the paper. Okay, maybe I use a pair of scissors. Oh my God. Let's see if I can count this. Okay, you use a pair of scissors. Cut out hearts. This is for decoration, no? Also, maybe you can say cut out a hearts for Valentine's Day, no? Hey, we are cutting out hearts. We are cutting out people. And so we have a piece of paper here and you start cutting them out. Okay, cut out stars, cut out hearts, cut out shapes. Okay, cut out shapes. Circles, I don't know, squares, whatever. No, people, yeah, we can cut out people like this, no? Uh, people like this. Pum, 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 pum. I used to do this in the school, like this, no? So yeah, it's very crazy and beautiful, very beautiful to cut out. Okay, and the last one, and the last thing. Okay, one more thing. It has one more meaning here. Okay, in this case, it is to okay, cut it out. Okay, cut it out. Cut it out. In this case, we are ordering to stop doing something that is very annoying. Okay, maybe you can say this for your children. Hey, you're making a lot of noise. Please cut it out. Okay, stop doing it. I don't want to listen to any of your voices or any noise that you make. Okay, or maybe you can say, hey, you're being so aggressive today. Please cut it out. Okay, cut it out because this may end or this may not end very well. Okay, cut it out. Stop doing it. Okay, remember to stop doing something that is annoying, especially when it is very annoying. Maybe you can say, oh, please stop talking about your neighbors. Cut it out. Okay, it's very annoying. It's not necessary to do that. Okay, so when somebody is, this is very common, for example, when people is talking behind someone's back. No? And you can say, hey, please cut it out. It's not very nice to talk about other people here. Okay, so you can use this to cut it out. Stop doing it. Okay, guys, take a look at, you can start copying this, please remember to write in this case your own sentences. Okay, write your own sentences here to so I can see if you can use this phrasal verb correctly. Yes, please keep tiki tiki on the screen, guys. Tiki tiki on the screen. Okay, and help me survive, guys. You can support me with the gifts. Or if you are from Peru, you can send me a moradito, please. This is my number, a moradito or a verdecito. Guys, I'm gonna be absent for 1 minute, please. I need to go to the bathroom. Okay, I need to pee. So I'm gonna be here. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so continue writing there your examples. I'm back now. Great. Joanna, hello. How are you doing? Don't cut me off when I'm talking. Very good. Sorry if I read you just now. Thank you very much. Okay. Help at pause. No, it's okay. It's okay. It means to reduce. Okay. Thank you very much for answering the questions. Someone can help me out with cut down. Okay. My neighbor yelled at me to cut out my music last night. Yes, very good, Alexandra. How do you cut down? You must cut out the power if you want to install the air conditioner. Yeah, but in this case, it would be like much better to use cut off. Because cut off means to interrupt something, and in this case, it's more like a temporary thing. No? But when you use cut out, it's like to stop doing completely. Or it could be something permanent, or it take a long time to do it. No? So, for example, cut out sugar is like I'm not going to eat sugar anymore, or I'm going to try to reduce it as much as I can. So in that sentence, it would be better to use cut off. You need to cut off the power, okay, if you want to stall. Yep. Cut it out. Quit bothering me. Yes. I'm trying to eat healthier, so I've cut out sugar from my diet. Perfect. I need to cut out some stars from the for the classroom decoration. Classroom decoration, if you're talking about school. Salon decoration, yeah, if you're talking about a local. Okay. I cut out the picture, the little picture from the notebook. Yes, good. I went to the doctor. He cut out. He recommended me to cut out red meat. Anna, hello. How are you doing? For the sake of my health, I've changed my eating habits, and I've decided to cut out milk and frying fruit. Milk? Why milk? Are you lactose intolerant, Benedicta? Benedict. I cut out of watching news after the pandemic situation. Yes, that's a good example too. Okay, great. Great. Yes, cut out is just to stop doing something. Stop doing something. Eliminate. Yeah, it could be possible. Yeah. People who smoke cigarette need to cut out doing it. Uh, because it doesn't feel well. It isn't well. It isn't well for their health, Irina. That would be this case the word. Okay, guys, very good, very good. What else? Anna, hello, how are you? The person drink too much alcohol must. Maybe we can say people who drink a lot of alcohol must cut it out. Must cut it out. Okay. Good afternoon, Syra. Nice to have you here. I'm good. Okay. Cut out means reducing the use of something, and cut off means retaining or disconnect. Yeah, it would be like a good explanation there. Okay, very good. Okay, guys, let's continue with the next sentence. Okay, listen and write the following sentence. It says, cut it out. You're being rude. Cut it out. You're being rude. Okay. Cut it out. You're being rude. Okay, please, sir, one more example with cut down. Cut down is to reduce. Cut down on, in this case. Okay, cut down on sugar, cut down on alcohol. You have to reduce alcohol in your life. You need to cut down on your expenses. Maybe you are spending a lot of money. You need to reduce your expenses, that the money you use. But in this case, cut off is just to reduce, no? Not in the other case, cut out is to completely or to stop doing something completely. Cut out sugar, not eating sugar anymore. Okay. If you want to see the repetition of the class, okay, you can go here. Okay. After the class, you can go to my YouTube channel there. Okay. Teacher en línea. My YouTube class, my YouTube les channel. I can't pronounce it correctly because the TikTok hates this word. I don't know why, but I don't. I try to avoid pronouncing it correctly. You can go there, okay? YouTube or YouTube, YouTube, teacher en línea. Okay, there you will find all this class repetition and the previous ones. Okay, from number 1 to number 7. Okay, it says cut it out, cut it out. Stop doing it. Okay, cut it out. You're you're being rude, guys. What does rude mean? Rude. You're being rude. What does rude mean? You're being rude. Okay, I'm going to start erasing this. Hope you had the chance to copy this and this. Okay, next one, we're gonna continue with. Oh, this one is very nice. I always use this a lot. Okay, let's continue with the next phrasal verb. In this case, it will be deal with. What does deal with mean, guys? Okay, yeah, that's right. You're being rude. It's like you are very disrespectful and aggressive, or an aggressive tone. Huh? Yep. Deal with. What does deal with mean, guys? Okay, I'm looking you from Boston. I hope to learn with you. Oh, that's really cool, Barry. Where are you from originally? Tic Tac says, cut it out. Don't mention in front of my nose. Yes, that's right. That's right. Yo tuve. That's why I always say yo tuve or YouTube. Okay, I can't pronounce it completely or correctly. It's their competition. Yeah, I suppose it's competitors. Yeah. But if I say other platforms, they don't say anything. For if I say Instagram, for example, they don't say anything. But yeah, other like this one. Huh? This is a new one. Okay. Um, it's very very nice. I want to watch, guys, some episodes of some famous series. So maybe this platform could be very helpful for that because they don't have problems with copyright. You can watch movies or series there, and you have no problem watching them on stream. Yep. Yeah, deal with. Number one, to deal with is to handle a situation, to face a situation. Okay, in most of the cases, we're talking about something negative. Okay, always something negative. For example, we can say here, okay, you can see, you can use here, for example, deal with, okay, deal with a problem. Okay, we're talking about facing or handling difficult things or things that are negative. Okay, when you deal with a problem, okay, maybe some people are so independent and they say, please leave me alone. I can deal with my own problems. So I don't need any extra help. I can deal with them. Okay, deal with a problem. I can solve it or I can face it without any difficulty. We can talk about deal with stress. Yes, it is, sir. It's a little bad, but in this case, we need to deal with stress and we need to learn how to deal with it. Okay, we all are going to have problems. Our ancestors have faced a lot of problems. Okay, they faced or they had to deal with even worse problems. So they were under a lot of pressure. Okay, they have to deal with stress a lot, and we have to do it too. So even if you're facing a difficult situation, remember that maybe your father, grandfather, or great grandfather had faced more difficult situation. Yeah. Maybe your problem is, oh no, I can't see the next episode of my series. But your great grandfather had to face a problem with, I don't know, no food. It hasn't rained for 6 months. So all my family, all my 10 kids, my animals, my my crops are going to die. So would you imagine facing all those problems? And in that situation, they have if they get a cold, it was like fatal. Okay, it was like so difficult to recover from a simple flu because in the past they didn't have like the cure of it. So now we are like, oh my God, today everybody is stressed nowadays, right? Everybody is stressed. But would you imagine how would you feel if you lived 200 years ago, that, or maybe 500 years ago? So that is like very stressful. Our ancestors, okay, our parents had dealt with a lot of problems, with more serious problems than us. So you need to know, you need to learn how to deal with stress, okay? And you need to teach your kids how to deal with stress too. Some people say, "No, I don't want my kids to feel stressed." It is very important for them to learn how to deal with them. The problem isn't if you are stressed or not. The problem is if you know how to deal with them. So that's a very important lesson that we need to do or we need to learn. Okay, or we need to learn how to handle with problems effectively. Okay, deal with the pressure. Huh? In this case. Okay. Now we can also talk about deal with people. Okay, deal with people. For example, they deal with problematic people. Deal with rude people. Deal with toxic people. Yes. If you work in, for example, customer service, you have to deal with a lot of problematic people. Yes, customer service jobs are so hard sometimes because you have to deal with a lot of people that are are very toxic. Yeah. So in this case, we have here all of the examples with deal with. Also, you have to deal with the consequences of your decisions or the consequences of that decisions that you made. Okay, so you have here a lot of information here with this. Deal with customer. Deal with difficult customers. Yep, you can have here a lot of information there, guys. I want to see your examples now. Okay, if you have a problem, copy this, please. If you have a problem, you should go to the church. If you have a problem, you should go to the church. To church. I am overwhelmed and I can deal with my anxiety right away. Okay, deal with anxiety too. My kid deals, letter S, Anna, with his school problems. My kid deals with his school problems. I can't deal with my life anymore. Okay, it is sayable. I deal with math. Okay, that's good. Well, I didn't think about it, but that's good. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. It's not my problem. Deal with it. Okay, that's a good one. A good sentence, so. If you have a problem with you, when you're trying to deal with your emotions, you should visit a psychiatrist. Okay, Ska, very good. Just there is a comma missing there. It's okay to ask for help when you're dealing with mental health issues. Very good, Alejandra. You have to deal with that problem. Okay, great. I don't want to deal with a bad person anymore. Yeah, Irina, hello. Well, you can say mean, a mean person, or maybe you can say rude person. Yeah. Well, we can say good people and bad people. Yeah, but if you're talking about people that doesn't treat you well, it would be better to use mean. Mean people, rude people, dishonest people too. Yeah, we can. It would be much better to use that. Okay, please don't risk yourself on that, but we'll be watching you there. Yeah, that's. Thank you. Isabel Bilola. I'm from Angola, Africa. Oh, that's really cool. If you don't like my boyfriend, deal with it. Okay. Okay. Greetings to Angola. Yeah, there are more and more people, there are more and more students from Africa, and that's very cool. Yeah, very nice. Okay. Deal with. Yeah, very good, guys, to face something. Yeah. Thank you very much for the maracas. Thank you. I'm done. I can't deal with it. With Can't deal with my brother anymore. Yes. Okay, guys, let's continue with the dictation. Okay. He can. Oh. mm, she's learning to deal with customers. She's learning to deal with customers. She's learning to deal with customers. Listen and write this sentence. My teacher is so tolerant when it comes to dealing with us. Okay. Abril, thank you so much for your gift. Okay, when it comes down to dealing with anxiety, just avoid talking to people who brings out the worst. Yes, Alex. Bring out. It's a good phrasal verb. Comes down also. You're an expert at phrasal verbs. It's difficult to deal with my husband. Oh my God, Glenny. Is it just a sentence or is it the reality or is a real situation? In this case, you have to use it. It is or it's difficult to deal with my husband. Okay, I can deal with my mom-in-law. Yeah, it's a good sentence too, Montema. Just mother-in-law with hyphens. Mother hyphen in hyphen law. The girls deal with everybody. This is very problematic. I'm not sure of what you mean there, Del Valle. I'm not sure completely what you mean. The sentence is grammatically correct, but I can understand the intention. More school, hello. Okay. She's learning to deal with customers. She's learning to deal with customers. Listen and write the sentence, guys. Okay. People sucks, but we have to deal with it. Okay. Let's write it down, guys. Let's write it down. In this case, it says she's learning to deal with customers. Okay, guys, what does customer mean? Give me a synonym. Customers. Some people are very introvert or very shy that they need to learn how to talk to people. Yes. So sometimes we need to learn. We need to have that. S- we need to improve our soft abilities. No, it is called soft abilities. Okay. Next one. Okay, next one. Next one. Next one. Next one. Next one. Okay, this. We're gonna talk about do over. Do over. What does do over mean, guys? Customer is a person who buys something. Who buys something? Yes, client. Very good. He's learning to deal with customers. Okay, very good. Buy-in, very good. Buyers, very good. Buyers, customers. Yes, people who buy things. Okay, very good. Next one, we have here do over. Do over is to do something again. Okay, this phrasal verb is very easy. Very, very easy. In this case, to do something again. To do it one more time. Okay, or once again. To redo something. So you can say here, um, do over, do over. Okay, an assignment. So you can say here, oh, the teacher make me do over my assignment. Or maybe my assignment was incomplete or wasn't well structured. So I have to do it over. What else? We can say here, do over a report. Oh, your report is incomplete. Or your report has some inaccuracies. Okay, some has information that isn't accurate. So you have to do over your report. Okay, maybe you can say do over, I don't know, a presentation, do over a project, do over design. Okay, I didn't like or I didn't was satisfied with my work or with my design. So I have to do it over. I have to do it over. I have to do it again. I have to do the design again. Okay. Or maybe you can say, oh, the design was very inefficient. The design was very inefficient. So I had to do it over. I had to do it again. I have to redo it. Other possibility. Okay, so we have here a lot of things here with do over. Okay, but remember to do something again. When we have like an assignment, a report, a design, I have to do my homework again. For example, my dog ate my homework, so I have to do it over. My dog ate my project, so I have to do it over. Okay. Yeah, this phrasal verb is very easy. Guys, please write some sentences using this verb, okay? Write sentences using do over. Remember that you can use even very basic sentences. It doesn't matter, guys. The idea is that you can practice, okay? That you can practice again. Do over to do something again. Okay, the teacher does over my sentence. The teacher, what in this case, does over my sentence again. Or maybe you can say, my teacher asked me, the teacher asked me to do over my sentence, to write my sentence again. Okay, I always do over my homework. Why? The teacher do over my sentences again. But yes, I'm not sure about the meaning, what you are intending to say there. You said it was, so no, 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 go. Oh, but Manuela, so I'm really bad. I'm really bad. But yeah, I know. You're trying to help. That's what it is. That's why I appreciate your comments. So yes, I was. And I didn't okay, so thank you very much for that corrections. Yeah, as I told you guys, you're free to make any observations about the class, about the examples, or about something that I say. You have to do over your calculations. I do my homework. Okay, I did my homework wrong, and now I have to do it over. Yeah, maybe Irina, you can say, I did my homework wrong. Yeah, or maybe you can say, I didn't do my homework correctly. And now I have to do it over. Do it over. Every time that you use a phrasal verb, okay, we always use the pronoun in the middle, okay? We always use the pronoun in the middle. You can say, do an assignment over. No, but we can use this, okay? Do it over. Do it over. So we can say do over it again. Okay, this is not possible. So always the pronouns should be in the middle. Yeah, that's in this case. What else? Okay, what else? I failed my exams. My teacher gave me a chance to do it over. Yes. He asked me to do over my project. Okay. Okay, thank you very much. Stakeholders, oh my gosh. Do I have to do it over again? Yeah. He-Man, thank you. Very nice. Very nice nickname. Lady, hello. Voting is a civil right that civilians do it over every 4 years. Okay. I do over my dress. Yeah. I have to. Maybe you can try to give a little more context, maybe, no? You have to do. Oh, my dress is was destroyed, maybe, no? I have to do it over. Okay. But if you are a tailor, okay, it means that you are going to sew it again. But if you're not a tailor, maybe you can say like, I have to buy my dress again, or I have to do the design again. Yeah, you have many possibilities there. It is over. No, it isn't over yet. Yes. He studies English. My teacher do over my homework. No. My work. No, in this case, it's like my teacher asked me. The teacher asked me to do my work, my homework, my project. Okay, to do over my project. Uh-huh. The teacher asked me to do it over. In that case, you can say do it over. Okay, guys, let's continue with the following sentence. Following sentence. Okay. Tu-tu-tu-tu-tun-tun. Okay, let's write it this. He made me over. He make me do over my project. He make me do over my project. He made me do it. He made me do over my project. Sorry. He made me do over my project. Okay, let's check it out. Okay, do it over because you did it wrong. Yes. I don't want to do my driving license. I don't want to do over my driver license exam. Yes, blessing. Can we say do over my dress? Yeah, it depends on the context. If you you're a tailor, you are sewing, doing all that, yes, have to do over my dress. But it indicates that you're gonna do it with your hands. So, or maybe you're talking about the design. It could be another possibility. Or maybe it's because your dress, I don't know, is destroyed. Your dog came into your room and destroy your dress. In that case, yes, you have to do you have to make a new dress. Okay. I always have to do my homework over. Okay. Okay, my boss asked me to do it over. Okay, very good. He made me do over my project. Okay. In this case, the teacher, no? The teacher, he made me. Okay, the teacher didn't do the project. He made me. He made me do it do over. He made me do over my project. So one more time, we can say here, hey, you're doing it wrong. Yep, you did it. You didn't follow the instructions. So, or maybe you can say your report didn't meet my expectations. You have to do it over. So the teacher made me do over my projects. Or maybe my mom or my father. No, they say, oh, this project is incomplete. This project is a disaster. You have to make it over. Okay, so my father, my mother made me do over my project. Okay, it could be possible. Okay, very good. What about buy with the sim? The sim? Buy with sim phrasal verb, please. Buy with the sim. What's? I'm not sure what does it mean. But that is not a. If it's true, let's ask. But that is not a phrasal verb. Okay, buy with the sim. That would be an idiomatic expression. Buy with the sim. Okay. Yeah, it's more like a collocation. Buy with the sim. Sim es costura. This part, no? Like we have a cloth here and a cloth here, and we start sewing. So this union is called a seam. Okay, but no, 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 no. No creo que sea un phrasal verb. I don't think it could be like that. Well, let's continue. Okay, next phrasal verb in this case will be do up. Okay, next one. Do up. That will be the next phrasal verb. Do up. So number one, do up refers to, in this case, fasten something. For example, if you are wearing a seat belt, you have to put it, or you have to buckle up, and maybe you didn't notice that it didn't buckle correctly. So you can say, hey, do it up, please. You have to fasten it again. Okay, or maybe you can say here, for example, hey, this is a zipper, no? In the case of a jacket, maybe you can say, "Hey, your jacket is a little open. It's a little open. Please do it up." So you have to zip it again. No? Okay. In that case, you can use do up. So I'm gonna give you some examples here when we can use this. Okay. For example, do up your jacket. As I told you, do up is to put it. I don't know, to fasten it. Okay, do up your jacket, your coat. We also have here do up your shoelaces. Shoelace. Okay, in the case of shoes, we have shoelaces. All right, we tie them, but sometimes they untie. They So we can say, "Hey, be careful. Do up your shoelaces." So your shoelaces are untied. They say, "Do up your shoelaces again." Okay? You have to tie them again to do it up. What else? We can say like, "Do up your uh, do up a button." When we have here, for example, a jacket. Oh, sorry, a shirt. And maybe one of the buttons is not in the correct place. In this case, we have, hey, do up your a button, no, a button of your shirt. So all the buttons are in the correct place, but there is one that it's not correctly. So you can say this, hey, do up your button, okay, or do up your buttons. No? Why is your shirt open? Okay, so do it up, no? So you have to close it. You have to put the buttons in the correct place. Okay. Other possibility, as I told you, do up your seatbelt. Your seatbelt. Okay, please do up your seatbelt. You can say fasten your seatbelt, or you can say, hey, do up your seatbelt. Okay, so you get on a car, or you get in a car, and you can say that, hey, you have to buckle up or to do up your seatbelt. Okay, that would be in this case some of the sentences that you can use here. So listen and write the following sentence. Okay, listen and write the following sentence. Do up your coat. It's very cold. Do up your coat. It's very cold. Do up your coat. It's very cold. Listen and write the sentence. Do up your coat. It's very cold. Do up your coat. Okay, very good. Do up your coat. It's very cold. Okay, let's see what we have next. Oh, this one. I like the next one too. Okay, let's see. Very good, very good. How to pronounce bicycle? Buckle. Let this one, this way. Buckle. up. This is more informal. Okay, remember, this is like very conversational. Hey, buckle up. And remember to buckle up before we begin the trip. Okay, buckle up before we begin with the trip. We uh, start the trip. Um, if you want, this is more formal, no? Like do up your seatbelts. Very, very formal. Okay, let's in this case write this following sentence. Okay, one more. I'm going to erase these guys because I don't have enough space. So one more time, guys, go to YouTube to watch the repetition. Okay, this is the name of the channel. I can't pronounce the word correctly. You know why? Okay, and here, do up your code. Do up your code. Hey, do up your code. It's very cold. It's very cold. Perfect. Have one, two, three, four, five, six. Let's continue with number seven. In this case, we're gonna continue with, okay, number seven. We are going to continue with dress up. Okay, we're gonna finish with this. Dress up. So guys, what does dress up mean? Tighten your belts. Yeah, it could be possible too. Yeah, but this one is the most popular one. Buckle up. Zip, yeah. In the case of a jacket, yes. In the case of a jacket, yes. But do up can you can use do up for a lot of things. Now, do up your jackets, do up your coat, do up your shoelaces when they are untied, do up your seat belt. So it's more flexible than zip. No? Zip is always used only if you have a zipper. Okay, but you can say do up your shirt. Maybe you have to put the buttons in the correct place. No? Yep. Okay, dress up. When can we use dress up, guys? Excellent. Okay. Okay. Very good. To putting clothes on there. Okay, very good. English power. Okay. Very nice. I suppose you are an English teacher too. So well, congratulations, and welcome to the class. Nice. Dress up, put clothes on it. Yes, to wear clothes. Terry, sorry, I can't speak Spanish today, but maybe on Mondays and Wednesdays, yes. No, today is only English Friday. I can't speak Spanish today. Yeah, okay, to wear formal. I made a mistake. Okay, if in case of dress up, we have two possibilities. Okay, two possibilities. Two possibilities. Possibility number one, dress up means to wear formal or elegant clothes, okay? Or dress for the occasion, okay? Maybe if you have a wedding or an important meeting, you can say, well, we need to dress up because this is a very important place, okay? We have to dress up. Or maybe you can say, hey, please, we're very late, dress up quickly. Dress up means to wear elegant clothes. Okay, elegant clothes or wear clothes for the occasion. Okay, for a specific or important event. That would be in this case to dress up. So this could be something very fancy, as for example, a wedding or an anniversary, or it could be dress up for a concert. Okay, maybe you can say, "Oh, I have to dress up for my concert." To wear clothes for that occasion, not maybe elegant, but in a fancy way. To dress up in a fancy way. So that would be. It depends on what event you're talking about. As I told you, as I'm telling you, it doesn't mean necessarily that you are going to wear like expensive or very, very elegant things. Okay? Dress according to the event or to the occasion. Number two, to dress is to wear costumes. Okay, costumes. For example, this is very common in Halloween. Okay, Halloween, we dress up. It's different. In this case, characters. No? Some people like to dress up as superheroes. Yeah. When I was a little boy, I wanted to dress up with as Superman, for example. Well, now I would like to dress up as a Spider-Man, for example, in the next Halloween. Yeah, so in this case, you can use dress up for these two things, okay? Number one, to dress up for an special event. It could be a wedding, it could be an anniversary, it could be a graduation, it could be a concert. Okay, it doesn't matter, but you need to dress or wear clothes according to that occasion. Number two, to dress is to use or to wear a costume. Okay, in this case, this is very common in the case of Halloween or maybe in Christmas. No, they have this. There's a lot of people that dress up as Santa Claus, for example. So it has these two meanings. Well, guys, write your own examples, and then I'm going to give you some. I'm going to give you the last sentence there. Okay. Remember that when you're talking about wearing a costume, we always say, I'm gonna give it to you here, is to use, for example, dress up us. Okay, dress up as Spider-Man, maybe, no? Okay, Spider-Man, or dress up as pirate, dress up as magician or a wizard. Okay, dress up as. In this case, you can use that. Okay, this is the preposition you need to use. Okay, what else? She dressed up as, in this case, Gabriela, as a Wonder Woman for her birthday party. Okay, that's good. Let's dress up and paint the town red. Oh, that's really cool. To disguise, yes, that would be one of the meanings. What do you do? What do you do to dress up? What are you going to dress up? No, it is not like in a question. It would be like, what are you going to wear for the wedding? Yes, what are you going to wear for the wedding? I need to dress up because I'm going on a date. Yes, that's right. So maybe it shouldn't be like very elegant, but casual. No, it depends. No, where are you going on a date? If this person is going to take you to a five-star or five-star or no five fork restaurant or five Michelin star restaurant, yes, you have to dress up with an elegant dress, something like that. But if you're gonna go on, I don't know, maybe to the beach, okay? You're going to go to the beach, yeah, you have to dress up according to it, no? Maybe like very light clothes. Yeah, so in both cases, we can use the word dress up. Okay, I'm going to dress up for my date. Okay. It's me. I teach Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 11 a.m. Peru time, Colombia time, Central time. Okay. Okay, he loves Halloween because he likes to dress up as Catwoman. Yeah, that's good. That's a good one. She likes to dress up. Yes. Citizen, hi, how are you? Great to have you here, man. My friend invited me to her graduation. I dress up my best long dress with a touch of pink on top. Okay, that's really fancy. Okay, nice. Okay, and okay, we're very good. Let's continue with the following sentence. Who loves anime? Who loves anime? It's a question? Oh no, who loves anime, but without the S. Who loves anime? Okay, it's a question, I think. I dressed up, or for an anime convention, maybe I dressed up as my favorite serial character for the Comic Con. Yeah, I don't know what you. I love anime. Maybe you can say no. I love anime. Yeah, guys, let's continue with the final dictation, and the sentence would be okay. Let's see. Tu, 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 tu. The kids dressed up as superheroes. The kids dressed up as superheroes. The kids dressed up as superheroes. I've structured the sentence. Ah, okay. Okay, don't worry. Maybe at the beginning, just I love anime. Yes. Okay, okay. Guys, listen and write. The kids dressed up as superheroes. The kids dressed up as superheroes. Yeah, Alejandra, that would be much better. Yes. The kids dressed up as superheroes. Like superheroes, yeah, it could be possible too. But this one is much better because like is if there is something similar. There is a slight difference between like and as. That would be part of the homework, guys. Go to ChatGPT and ask, what's the difference between as and like? In some opportunities, they can be the same. Okay, you can use them. In some occasions, you can use them, and both of them are correct. But in some other situations, no. There is a very slight difference between them, so it will be part of the homework. But in this case, the correct one would be as here. Okay, so let's write it down. The kids dressed up, okay? The kids, okay, simple past, dressed, okay, dressed up as superheroes. So that will be all. I'm gonna give you 5 seconds to take a screenshot of the board, and that's all for today's class, guys. Well, I'm going to say goodbye here first on YouTube. Thank you very much for being here, guys. Remember to leave your like and also comment if you can. If there was something new that you've learned today, just leave a comment in the comments section. and that would help me a lot, and the class, this video too. So it can be so the algorithm can recommend it to other students too. Okay, so thank you very much for being here. See you around, guys.